Yes, Knicks family, what's popping with you? 4 games in a row, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time this season, the New York Knicks have won 4 games in a row. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're 2 games above 500. Good win tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. A needed win because when we look at the standings, Charlotte Hornets lost tonight. Miami, they play a tough team in Denver. We got a chance to climb in the standings tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Big W by the New York Knicks. They defeated the New Orleans Pelicans, or the Utah Jazz, as Clyde kept saying tonight. They defeated them 116-106. They held another team to 10 points below their average. The Knicks on their 4-game winning streak. They're averaging at 111 points per game. They're giving up 104 points per game during this streak. See if they can continue to play this kind of basketball, ladies and gentlemen. It got a little bit dicey there. I am going to say that. The Knicks built up an 11-point lead in the first half. Julius Randle came out firing, knocking down 3 threes in the first quarter. But he kind of went cold after that. Knocked down 3 threes, but he was like 1 for 11 from 2-point field goal range. But he played hard. He didn't have a good night shooting from the field, but he did some other things. He played hard. Another night where he kind of, was dribbly, but we can forgive him because they helped us pull out the win. Of course, Zion Williamson, he started to get going in the game. And Zion, man, he's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got the energy, he's got the hustle. He's got a lot of components, man. A lot of components, a lot of attributes to be a really good player in this league as long as he stays healthy. Brandon Ingram, he played well, did his thing tonight. New Orleans just didn't have enough to handle the New York Knicks defense. Talked about it, game preview. It's tough for teams to handle this defense. Like I said, the Knicks built an 11-point lead, ladies and gentlemen. But by halftime, it was a 1-point lead. And then in the third quarter, the Pelicans started to build a little bit of a lead. I think they got up to a 5-point lead. But the Knicks wasn't having it. They turned it up. They started scoring the basketball, playing a little bit faster, playing better defense. They actually scored, I think, 40 points. Was it 40 points in the third quarter? Something like that for the New York Knicks. The Knicks take a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter. And then in comes Alec Burks. He may have been in there in the third at some point, the end of the third. But in comes Alec Burks. And Alec Burks has become the fourth quarter renegade, man. Comes in the fourth quarter and he's just ready to go. Ready to hoop, ready to ball. Alec Burks started hooping in the fourth quarter. Julius Randle hit a couple of shots in the fourth quarter. The Knicks really did clamp down on the defensive end. Finally clamped down on the defensive end. Pulled the game out. We didn't even have to sweat down the stretch. Fans didn't have to sweat down the stretch, should I say. So the Knicks put out a good win, 116-106. But hey, you still got some guys that put up some numbers for the New Orleans Pelicans. Brandon Ingram, he had 28 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Only 1 turnover for Brandon Ingram. He only shot 41% from the field. He shot 33% from 3. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Zion Williamson, he had 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. He was 10 for 19 from the field, 5 for 8 from the free throw line. And then the Pelicans use him a lot like the Knicks use Julius Randle. Do a lot of the same things. Steven Adams had 10 points and 10 rebounds for the Pelicans. Najee Marshall, he had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. James Johnson, he was playing good ball tonight. He had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. 8 points and 7 rebounds for Jackson Hayes on the night. But for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks, Julius Randle led the way with 32 points tonight. Second game in a row that Julius Randle scored over 30. Right now, shooting tonight was inefficient. I will say that. But hey, it's not going to be there every single night. You know what I mean? So a big shout out to Julius Randle tonight for dropping 30. Julius Randle on the night, he had 32 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He did have 4 turnovers on the night. And a couple of them that, really did have me like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're about to blow the game. Where you going with the basketball? But of course, the New York Knicks went ahead and pulled it out. Alec Burks, like I said, fourth quarter Superman, did his thing. You know what Alec Burks did out there in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. I don't got to tell you about it, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. He had 21 points, not all in the fourth quarter, but 21 points on the night, 7 for 12 from the field. He was 4 for 7 from the three-point line, 7 rebounds, 1 assist tonight for Alec Burks. He had Reggie Bullock. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Elfrid Payton had 11 points and 7 rebounds. Derrick Rose had 11 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Emmanuel quickly had 7 points. Taj Gibson, another strong night on the boards. 8 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. RJ Barrett had an off night. 6 points tonight for RJ Barrett. 2 for 10 from the field. 1 for 3 from the three-point line. He only had 4 rebounds on the night. And guess what? We had a newbie in the lineup tonight. Novell Pell. He came in. He gave us 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 block shot. Good game from the New York Knicks, man. Proud of this team right now. Proud of this team. Especially for a team that has no talent. I'm proud of them. What's going on, fellas? How you feeling, man? Cornerstone, what's popping with you, bro?
Salute.
Hey, man, feeling great. Salute to my 2 brothers here on the panel. Salute to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, if you are not happy with the way we've played all season, then you need to turn in your Knicks fan card, because this team has exceeded expectations right now, and they're just playing really, really hard. And I'm just proud of these guys right now. I really, really am. And I think a lot of it goes to Coach Tibbs, what he's done coming in and getting these guys ready with good habits instead of the old habits that we've had. And I'm just proud of these guys. I really am.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tone?
What up, son? What up, Kev? Shout out to the chat. Your Black is time. So, yeah, when you said you ain't got to talk about Burks, I was like, well, I'm going to talk about him if you don't. you decided to talk about it, so I'm going to just chime in a little bit. And earlier, everybody was saying we need to get a wing. We need to get a wing at the trade deadline or whatever. And I was pretty adamant that I'm comfortable with those 2 guys that we have, even with their shortcomings. I said we were doing adequate enough with them to that point so far, and hopefully they're only going to get better. I don't think they're going to regress. And they're showing improving. And then the other comment a lot of people were saying, is we need a closer. We need a closer, and I think Burks might be that guy, man. I think he might be that guy.
He's stepping up right now. Yeah, even when he doesn't play well throughout the game, he steps in the fourth quarter and he's ready to, he can get some things done.
So I envision him, playing that Lou Williams role on the Clippers prior to the Kawhi and George, where he still could come off the bench, but his objective is to get buckets. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another reason why you see him running a point, because one, I think he's surprising us a little bit with his way his facilitating, but I think he needs the ball in his hands. Like, he could do a lot more with the ball in his hands. So if you're giving him that opportunity to bring the ball up, he doesn't necessarily have to score now, but he could get in a rhythm of, what he does best.
Right.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Nice team win. RJ had a bad game, but he'll bounce back. He usually does. And yeah, 4 in a row. Let's try to get 5.
Let's try to get that 5th.
One thing that Kev said about exceeding expectation. Me personally, I think I was one of the guys that was super optimistic. So they're kind of right where I thought they would be, or actually a little better because they're over 500 right now.
Games over 500.
Yeah. But yeah, I was expecting 500, but we can still get there. We can improve. Well, yeah, I'm happy right where we are right now. Just continue to show growth, and we're doing that. We're winning close games. We're letting games not get close now. We got a formidable opponent next game. I think only 2 games we won this year, I didn't expect us to win, and one of them was the Bucks early, and I can't really recall what the second one was, but it's only 2 games that I didn't think we could win that we won this year.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I had them real quick. I had them winning 35 plus, and we might be on pace to do that. So that was my expectation. The only reason why I said that is because, again, of the coach. I mean, I know the coach doesn't play and everything, but when Tibbs, he preaches defense, and when you do that and you have some offensive pieces on your team. With Tibbs, anything could happen.
Yeah. And, I had him winning about 27, 28. At the high end, I had him winning 30. You know what? They should exceed it as long as they don't, have any hiccups. They should exceed it. This team seems to be very mentally tough. When their backs are against the wall, they come out fighting. They got a never die, no quit attitude. So I love it. Definitely love it. Tom Thibodeau is doing a great job of just putting the puzzle pieces together with this team. You know what I mean? And you see Alec Burks is the epitome of that, right? He may not be the guy that I'm saying, I got to make sure I'm getting this guy 38 minutes a game, but he knows in the fourth quarter he has the veteran savvy. He can get buckets, and you can just let him come out there and do what he does, right? So I think Tom Thibodeau is doing a great job of just putting the puzzle pieces together and putting people in the best position to be successful. He's doing a really good job of that, and everybody is on board with the way that Tom Thibodeau is managing the players on this team. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Julius Randle tonight, he had 32 points and played 42 minutes, right? Obi was only able to give him about 5 minutes tonight. Tom Thibodeau just wasn't comfortable. Basically, Stan Van Gundy kind of took the, I don't know if it's strategic, or I don't know if it was strategic tonight or if this is just his substitution pattern with Zion. But he would bring Zion out a little bit early in the first. He brought him out a little bit early in the third. And then when Randle went out and Obi came back in, Stan Van Gundy brought Zion back in. And so guess what? Thibodeau's like, I'll give Obi a couple minutes. Now let me get Randle back in the game. So I don't know if that was by design with Stan Van Gundy, or if that's just the way, his substitution patterns are with Zion. But because of that, Obi Toppin only played 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Tom Thibodeau wanted to be sure that Randle was on the floor anytime that Zion was on the floor. Randle ended up shooting better than I thought. He was 11 for 26 from the field for 42.3%. At halftime, he was like 26% at halftime. So he ended up shooting a little bit better than I thought. I do feel like there are some times over the last few games where he's been dribble heavy, and the ball's been sticking a little bit too long sometimes over the last few games. We'll see where it goes and how things play out. He's going home the next game. He'll be in Dallas. He's going home. So I'm expecting the ball to stick a little bit because he wants to show off for his hometown. You know what I mean? He's got family and friends that's, you know, going to be in attendance or, you know, probably. So, you know, we might expect a little bit of hero ball then, but you know what? He deserves it. He deserves to go home and play a little bit of hero ball when he's been an all-star. Just don't lose us the game. Again, 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists for Julius Randle. Steph, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, Sam. How are you? Anthony, or Tony, I should say. Josh, Cornerstone, Cav. How's everybody?
Good
I'm
evening.
feeling good, Sam. 4 in a row. This team is so resilient. I mean, we was 3-0, questioning, you know, with the tough schedule coming up, you know, where were we headed? And they turned around and won 4 in a row. This is a gritty team, very resilient. They showed us that all season. But then when you lose 3 in a row, you know, you just start questioning the team again. And then here they go. Even Tibbs, I think, is getting more flexible in terms of his substitutions, in terms of some of the things that he's doing. He doesn't seem to be so tight, you know, coming down the stretch. And different players are showing up for us. Rose played well for us today. You know, Burke is one of them players. When he's off, he's off. You know, he's not going to give you much. But when he's on, he's on. And I respect Randle. There was at least one, but I think it was more than that, where Burke was hot, passed the ball to Randle. Randle passed it right back to him and said, you know what? I see you. You know, you hot, you take it. And I like to see that in RJ. So, in Randle. RJ is a whole other story, but shout out to Tibbs. You're not playing well. I don't care. You matching up against who you went to college with. I don't care about any of that. We trying to get that win, and you ain't playing well. You're going to have to sit down. That's it. But again, I'm excited. I'm not going to be able to stay the whole show. I got to say that out loud, because if I don't say that, I'm going to be tempted to stay, and I got to get to sleep. So I got to put that out there first. I'm not going to be here for the entire show.
No doubt. We'll make sure of it. We'll make sure of it.
Steph, real quick, you'd be surprised how many people on Twitter is complaining how Tibbs didn't get RJ back in the game.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. You know what? I just posted something really quick. I didn't really look through. All right. Wow.
This is how I know folks don't care. They don't care. Mm-hmm. It's all about, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter whether we win or lose. They're going to have their favorites, and it's just a favoritism thing with Knicks fans.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
he wasn't playing well. But
listen, this is just another example of what I've been saying for a while now. Tom Thibodeau is going to play who's got the hot hand down the stretch. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're playing good basketball, he's going to put you on the floor. He knows, and the Knicks know, the players all know, this is the time to win basketball. I'm pretty sure RJ is not griping that he didn't play. If he's mad at anyone, he's mad at himself that he wasn't hitting his shot or whatever it was.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's not like, yo, Tibbs didn't put me in the game, da-da-da-da-da. No, he's not doing that, because he knows this is win time. This is go time.
Right.
We don't have time to be, worrying about hurting somebody's feelings.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure RJ knows that. He gets that. He understands that. So I don't think RJ is worried about it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And he plays them again in Sunday. So
exactly.
That's true. That's true.
That's a lesson for him. All right.
Right.
You want to play? You want to get your game? Do it at the Garden.
Right.
Exactly.
I just don't understand this. The Knicks won by 10 points. They won 4 games in a row, and fans are complaining that RJ Barrett didn't get in the game at the end of the game. I don't understand it. I just blows my mind. It's unfathomable how Knicks fans treat, Tibbs and criticize every little thing. The Knicks just won 4 games in a row. Like, what else do you want?
For the first time this season.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You gotta laugh at those guys, man.
Hey, you'd be surprised. You go on my thing and just see, two main guys that complain. I'm not gonna call them out.
Yeah,
but,
they know who they are. They know who they are. Listen, the Knicks again, man. They shot 51% from the 3-point line tonight. That was one of the issues coming into the season. Are they going to be able to consistently knock down threes? And they've been knocking down threes. They don't have the highest amount of attempts in the league, but they're making their attempts. Let's put it like that. 17 for 33 from the three-point line tonight for 51.5%. And they held the Pelicans to 21.4% shooting from the three-point line. They were 6 for 28. And the Pelicans only shot 45.5% from the field. The Knicks held their own on the boards tonight, and that was big, I think. They held their own on the boards. Zion Williamson, Steven Adams, big guys down there. The Knicks held their own in grabbing rebounds, and I think that was a key for tonight's win, right? And as a matter of fact, they had good balanced rebounding from the guards to their big men, right? Alec Burks had 7 rebounds. Derrick Rose had 4 rebounds. Elfrid Payton had 7 rebounds. Reggie Bullock had 4 rebounds. Julius Randle 8. Taj Gibson 10. All right, even RJ Barrett had his 4 rebounds. Right, so they had good rebounding from their guards, and that's what we're going to continue to need if we want to, we were without Nerlens Noel tonight, so that's one guy. He doesn't grab a bunch of rebounds, but lately he's been helping us out on the boards. We were missing him tonight, so our guards knew they had to come back and help out, and that's exactly what they did. We talked about it in the game preview that we needed to have team rebounding. They brought that team rebounding tonight. Only 19 assists for the Knicks, 25 assists for the New Orleans Pelicans, but, that's something that we expect. But get this, 6 turnovers the entire game for the New York Knicks.
Wow.
6 turnovers, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
Great.
That's good basketball, taking care of the ball.
Hey, Sam,
none in the third, I know that.
Did you say that we out-rebounded them tonight?
No, they out-rebounded us by 2 or 3 rebounds. But
1.
Oh, 2 or 3. Oh, really?
By just a couple rebounds.
At one point, they beat us in the paint. At points in the paint, they destroyed us.
They had dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me get you a phone call here. We'll start, we'll break down some other stats in a minute. Caller, you live. What's popping?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I was happy tonight. I had some of my brother passed away, but I was watching the Knicks tonight.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
They're on fire right now, and the Nets are just playing there. And Philadelphia, the Lakers, it's the Knicks right now that are on fire, and the Nets only beat us by 2 points. Boston 1 point, the 76ers 2 points. And the Nets are the hottest. The Knicks are the hottest team going right now.
Okay.
Everybody's playing, but the Knicks are playing real good.
Okay.
I was real happy. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Hey, and my condolences to you and your family, my friend. All right, my condolences to you and your family. Always hate to hear when somebody has a family member pass away. I want to get back to this 3-point shooting, though. I know I ran down a bunch of stats. Are you happy with the way, because I know we had the discussions earlier in the season, should the Knicks be shooting more threes? Right? Are you happy with the way that the Knicks are shooting threes right now? With the number that they're shooting, do you still think that they should be shooting more threes to try to get the, try to boost their scoring? Like I said, over the last 4 games and this 4-game win streak, they're averaging 111 points per game. Josh, I'll start with you because you didn't get a chance yet.
What's going on, everybody? Salute the panel, salute the chat, salute everyone out there. 4 games in a row. That's awesome. Sam, I still think they need to pick that up a little bit more. The NBA is a 3-point shooting league, and I think, in order for the Knicks to, start scoring more points, they're going to have to knock down the 3 ball at a little bit of a higher clip. So I think if they shoot a little bit more, they'll make a little bit more, and I think that'll help them, get their points per game up. But lately, the past 4 games, they've been, 111 points per game. That's right at league average. So I think if we continue to do that, what we've been doing this last 4 games and playing the defense we've been playing, I think, we can beat anybody in the NBA. Anybody in the NBA, no question. So to answer your question, yes, I do think they need to pick up the 3-point shooting a little bit more, to help them, get over the hump a little bit.
Okay. All right. Steph, I'm going to come around the board. Steph?
Yeah. Because we're shooting a good percentage when we do shoot them. Like if we were shooting 29%, I would say, I don't care what the rest of the league is doing. I don't think we should shoot them. But our percentage is good. Yeah, our percentage is good. I don't think we're forcing the shots. So yeah, I definitely think we should take more of them. That would definitely help out with scoring, make it easier for us. When you look at like the difference between 1 and 10, it's just like a few points. When you do an offensive rating, it's just a few points. So yes, that would definitely help us and take a little pressure off of our defense.
Okay, Tone, what do you think?
It's funny because I was one of the advocates for shooting more threes, and I think at this point, like where we are now, I think I'm comfortable with that. Like because we've increased our attempts as the year went on. I think right now they have the green light. So as long as they continue to take good shots like we've been doing, I have no problem with how many go up. I don't want them to just jack them up, which obviously, they know what they can get away with and what they can't. And I think at this point they have the green light. As long as it's a good shot, Tibbs has said it continuously in his different press conferences. As long as it's a good shot, he don't care.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's
that's the key right there. As long as it's a good shot, he really doesn't care. As long as it's a good shot, smart shot, you're not just throwing stuff up there. Kev?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine as long as they're good shots. You can always use more shooting and everything, but right now I'm fine because the way they're shooting the three, as of late, they're not bricking them. So I'm really impressed with it. So I'm fine with how they're shooting. And like I said, you can always use more shooting and everything. That even sounds right. But yeah, I'm fine. I'm cool.
Okay. All right. I personally, I'm okay with the way that they're playing, with the way that they're shooting from three. Let me say that. I do realize that the difference, they normally make about 10 3-point shots per game. And I realize, if they were making 12 or 13, their point total would go up. But what I fear is that, we normally hold teams to 104 points per game. We start shooting a little bit more. Normally, and this is what we don't know about this team. Normally, when a team shoots more, their percentage drops. But we haven't seen them shoot, 38, 39 consistently to know if their percentage would drop. You know what I'm saying? I just get afraid that teams will get long rebounds and, get fast break points on us and stuff like that. But I do realize that it will, if you make more attempts means you're likely going to make more. Your scoring output might go up a little bit more. It'll be less efficient. I don't know. It's hard to say how it works for this team and what the side effects of it are, if that's what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? What are the side effects of them shooting more? So yeah, go ahead, Steph.
Do you think, Sam, that the reason our percentage is good is because we're not jacking them up, because we're not shooting so many?
I think that's a part of it, yeah.
I think it's because we're taking good shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think that is a big part of it because we're taking good shots, smart shots, calculated shots, not just throwing up anything. We do have some guys like Burks. If you need to throw up a shot, he can throw up a shot and possibly make it. You know what I mean? He can throw it up there. I think quickly, if you get in that situation, could throw it up there and have a chance of making it. Derrick Rose has surprised me from the 3-point line this year. He really has. He's hitting them. Surprised me from the 3-point line. Go ahead, Tone.
Even public enemy number one only takes good threes. Like whether they go in or not is another story, but he doesn't even take. You know what I mean? Like,
You talking about Payton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I thought they were talking about me for a second. No.
You're number 2, Josh. You're number 2.
Yeah, you're number 2, Josh. You're number 2. It's it's all right to be number 2 every once in a while. But Payton, we could talk about Payton. Payton's been playing well for us as well. Over the past few games, he's been playing well. Even tonight, there were times when the lead was teetering a little bit in the first half. And Payton would get an offensive rebound and put it back in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody played a role. Everybody played their little role and played their little part tonight. And you love to see it when it goes down that way. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Is it me, or do you think Payton, if it's not Randle, he's not passing to anyone else and looking for a shot more?
No.
I never thought that was true.
I don't think so.
I never thought that was true. When Knicks fans would say that, I always was like, what are y'all watching? I don't see Payton just driving up the floor, passing to Randle all the time.
The reason why I say that is because seeing him in his career, I mean, I remember when he was on Orlando and he was always getting everyone involved. So seeing him from there to now, it just seems like if we need a basket, he's always going in, to getting that basket for us. I don't see him setting up anybody else except Randle.
I think that's everyone on the team, Kev. Everyone on the team is looking to give the ball to Randle, particularly when we need a bucket. Majority of the offense is built around Julius Randle. He's the catalyst for the entire thing. So I think that's the reason why Payton gives the ball to Randle.
And right. Kev, I'm gonna throw some numbers out to you, Kev. Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton passes the ball to Julius Randle 35% of the time. 35% of the time. He passes it to RJ Barrett 29% of the time. And then the other guys, you got Reggie Bullock, I think it's like 11%. And then, some guys he doesn't play with. RJ Barrett passes the ball to Julius Randle. Take a guess, Kev. What percentage of the time do you think RJ Barrett passes to Julius Randle?
I think it's more than what he did last year. The reason why I say that is because they have a good rapport going on.
All right. So what percentage do you think it is? Just take a guess. Just take a wild one.
I'll say 40%.
Yeah, 40%. He passes to him 40% of the time.
Right.
40% of the time when he passes the ball, he passes it to Julius Randle. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say anything bad about RJ or good about Payton or anything. This is just the way that the offense is set up. And I think
he's the number one option. James Glass said, the point guard passes the ball to the number one option more than anybody else. Shocker. It's the number one option.
Right. Exactly. And as far as Payton getting the assist numbers this year, he normally averages about 10 assists per game. I really do think this year it's just the way that the offense is designed. I see people all the time say, I wish that he would get his assist numbers up, closer to what he was doing in past years. But I just think it's the way that they've designed this offense to be around Randle.
Right.
Okay. I actually believe those assist numbers really don't mean much because, like I said, and I pointed this out a couple months ago, if you look up and down the NBA, up and down the league on every team, the leading assist person is not the point guard for a lot of teams. It's the best player on the team. That's how it is up and down the league on 80% of the teams in the NBA. So your point guard does not have to lead you in assists. Like that is so, people get that confused that, they automatically attribute assists to good point guard play. People call James Harden selfish, but he leads the league in assists. You know what I mean? So Knicks fans really got to, pay attention to that and stop criticizing Payton for everything.
Well, listen. They're not going to stop criticizing Payton, for anything that's going on with this team. You can guarantee that they are not going to stop criticizing Payton for things going on with this team. Now, looking at the numbers behind the game, I think I've already gone through most of the box score. I will say this: the points in the paint. We play these guys again in 2 days. Right? We played these guys again in 2 days, and they dominated in the paint. They scored 56 points in the paint. We scored 36. Yeah. And I know some people say, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But when we play them again, we got to fix that. we can't let them outscore us in the paint 56-36. Right? And there were some moments there throughout the game where Zion, Ingram, other people would just get into the rim in the third quarter, just get into the rim with no. Obviously, we were missing Nerlens Noel. You know, he's our rim protector, and hopefully that'll be different next game.
Yeah.
But we got to do a better job on the perimeter too, of not allowing guys to just come past us. Fly past us, guarding that screen and roll a little bit better. So that, guys aren't open in the lane. And I do know that Zion, whether he is the ball handler in the screen and roll or he is the screener, either way, he could be deadly in that screen and roll. Zion's going to be a ball player, man. But how do we, I'll start with you, Kev, then I'll come around. How do we, the next game we play them, and I'm skipping over the Dallas game, we're going to get to that. But the next game we play them, how do we protect the paint a little bit better? Hopefully Nerlens Noel will be back. Protect the paint a little bit better, right, and then score more in the paint, because we only scored 36 points tonight in the paint. Although we were hot from three, so that explains that just a little bit. Go ahead, Kev.
I don't know per se. August, because you were talking about it in the pregame. We just have to just pay attention to detail and just bring a better effort on that side, and making sure that they don't, do that penetration like they were doing tonight. And I think if we do that, we should have a better number of them, scoring in the paint.
Stopping them from scoring in the paint.
Resolve a little bit.
Yeah. Tony, what do you think, man?
Scoring in the paint.
I'm gonna save Kev. Tony, what are you thinking? Because Kev wasn't sure where to go with it, so I'm gonna save him.
I was trying to look.
What do you think?
I was trying to figure out what was the difference between the first half and second half, because just off the eye test, I think we adjusted. I think we put that wall up against Zion, because he was the guy killing us in the paint. I mean, their bigs had a couple of baskets here and there, but overall, the centers were contained. Make him shoot the ball or get it out of his hands, like we were doing in the second half.
Right.
What do you think, Josh?
Did he save me?
So, same thing like Tone was saying. I would double him. I would force that ball out of his hands early, and give the ball to someone else. Basically prevent Zion from going off the dribble, because as a big dude, he's a little bit quick. He's like a cat for a big dude. He can move. He's like the modern day Charles Barkley. I'm not even kidding. So I would get the ball out of his hands early, try to pressure him, probably run some traps at him in the half court, and just force him to get the ball up and try to force some turnovers. I would go at him that way. Yeah,
I think part of the issue is Steven Adams too. You know what I mean? Because
right.
And Steven Adams in offensive rebounding.
Yeah.
Right. That's an issue, because we didn't give up a crazy number, but we gave up enough. And they got 12 second chance points. We got 12 second chance points too. Steph, something you want to add?
Noel's back too.
Yeah. I was going to say part of the disparity was us taking advantage of the mismatch. So in the first half, Steven Adams was on Randle. So it didn't make sense for Randle to try to take him into the paint, right? Because that would be at a disadvantage. So he was playing more to the outside. And I'm not quite sure in hindsight, did we have any advantage taking anybody, any matchup where it would have been to our advantage to post them up and take them to the inside? I mean, Ingram, he's light, but he's a skinny strong, and he's really lengthy. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do more in terms of getting in the paint unless we start running and getting out in transition and getting points that way. But once they get into a half court offense, I don't know if it's to our advantage to get into the lane, at least on post-ups. As far as keeping them out the paint,
Zion is just this
I know.
guy is
I know.
he's a problem.
He's a problem.
And
He
he
is.
was playing a point guard position, basically. I mean, they said point forward, but one time I seemed like one of our point guards, Burke was guarding him. I mean, he's just all over the court. He's a problem.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He is. Let me get to a phone call here. Then I'm gonna get to a couple super chats. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Sam,
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man,
I'm feeling good after a win, my brother.
Yeah, you got to. 4 games in a row. Our first 4-game win streak. You got to feel good about that.
4 in a row, and we're looking good. Can't even nitpick. But before I roll into it, let me say peace to the panel. Julio, Steph, Tony Crow, what's good? Cornerstone, I swear you ain't do a lick of work all day. You done been on 5 shows today, my brother. You're changing up your appearance and everything. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, yo, you're right. You're right. And let me tell you, if he keeps it up, we're gonna be asking for super chats to get to him.
You know what I'm saying?
He's building his audience for his show.
All right. That's what it is. But let me say, this is one of these games where it looked, especially from the last game and maybe the last couple of games, Randle looks a lot more energized.
Yes.
He looks refreshed.
Right.
And, when all of a sudden he does a 720 and he's literally the focal point of the team, offense, defense, everything else, it makes the game a lot easier for everybody else. See what I'm saying? When you have like that superstar-ish, and I'm not calling Randle a superstar, so people don't lose it. I'm saying when you have that main guy that can just take up the bulk of the work, everybody else can just fall in line. You know what I mean? And you don't even miss a subpar RJ. Because why? Your best player is here night in, night out, and he's gonna give you that work, and he's gonna give other teams that work. And he may be. There's not a lot of guys that I see that can play like Randle. That's 6'9", handle the ball, rebound. Zion is one of the few as far as his, physicality that can do a lot of those same things. But it's a good game tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a total team effort.
That's it. That's it right there, man. Total team effort. And I think we'll continue. We got 16 games left. I think we'll continue to get that type of effort down the stretch of this, season and playoff push. Hey, and I appreciate the call, man. I know we got some people that want to get in on this.
No doubt.
I appreciate the love, bro.
Peace to the panel. Peace to all of you. We'll see you again, Sam.
No doubt. Big shout out to Ian Clark. Thank you for the super chat. He said, "Big win, yo, Black. It's time." Again, Ian Clark, he said, thank you for the super chat again. He said, "Thank you for doing what you guys are doing. I respect you for being here. We appreciate you, my friend." And Robert Brown said, "Tonight, Burks proved that he should be our starting point guard." So let's tackle that question right there. I disagree. I think we should continue to play it the way that we're playing it, right? I feel like Tibbs has found a button that he can push. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're playing Mario Kart and you got a boost that you can push, to push your cart forward. You know what I mean? I feel like he found
bananas.
that.
Or drop the banana so somebody can spit.
Right. I feel like he found that with Burks and found a role that really suits him. You know what I'm saying? And so, let him use his energy where it suits him the best. And that right now seems to be closing in fourth quarters. You know what I mean? I think you start to put some extra responsibility on him. If you say, now you got to be our starting point guard, and to start games and this and that. I think you just Let it be how it is. Let him close the games the way that he's been closing games, and I think it'll work out fine. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I think maybe there's, some players are going to give you diminishing returns after a certain amount of time, right? And so you want the player to be playing at their peak in the critical moments. And maybe he's found it with Burks to say, if I'm playing him, when I start him, I don't like the way it looks. It looks kind of funky, at this point in the game, but in the fourth quarter, he steps in and he steps up. You know what I mean? So I say leave it. I'll start with you, Tony, and then we'll come around the board.
Interesting thing. I don't necessarily consider him as playing the point guard position. If you notice, he's brought the ball up with Rose and quickly on the floor. He's brought the ball up with him playing down the stretch with the starters. I think it's just that he's adequate enough to handle the ball, and it kind of puts him at his own advantage because he's comfortable. You know what I mean? So he doesn't necessarily even have to shoot in that position. But like you said, I would keep like you don't fix something that's not broke. You know what I mean? It's working. Let's continue to let trust Tibbs.
Yeah. Cornerstone?
Yeah, man. You keep doing what you're doing. I don't want him to start. Keep rocking with Payton, bring Rose in, and then closing the game. Really, just who's ever hot. I mean, I know he has to be on the floor at the end of the games and everything. And with him doing the point guard assignment towards the end of the game, it just gives us another dimension. And until he starts showing that he can't do it, you keep doing what you're doing. You ride with him. You ride with him, closing out the game. So I have no problem with him doing that. But no, I would want still Payton, and Rose, handling the rock and everything. So that's it.
Yeah, Steph?
Kev, yeah, there's somebody in the chat named Kev's Dusty Knicks hat.
I wonder who that could be.
There's someone in the chat?
Yeah, that's his name, Kev's Dusty Knicks hat. He said, that's why I'm going to get all his hats dusty. Now Cornerstone wants to ignore me. It's the whole thing. But
tell that person. Well, first off, that person, I can't see who's in the chat because I'm on another program. So that's the reason why I can't see it on my computer. God, man. You should know, man,
that's funny.
Downstairs like
that is funny.
Should we announce the show, Kev?
No, there's no show.
I thought
that's the hat.
No.
I thought you were doing Coach's Cornerstone.
No. Oh God, no. I don't need that. No.
Might as well just make a Dusty Knicks hat show.
Right.
Oh, my God. Steph, please get me out of this, please.
Okay. I mean, what I would say about Burke or anybody we're going to put in that starting lineup, it changes that person's responsibility when you put them in the starting lineup. And we saw that with quickly. You have different responsibilities now to get everybody involved. And it's kind of hard to look for your shots, especially with that first team. So I would prefer to keep him with the second team. He doesn't have that type of responsibility. That's basically it. He doesn't have that type of responsibility. He could take a shot whenever he wants to. He don't have to worry about Randle glaring him down because he's taking too many shots. So. And not only that, there's times when Burke doesn't even play well. Like today, he played well. So like Kev said, Tibbs goes with who's hot. Keep him in the second unit. When he's hot, he'll close the game. When he's not, he won't.
And that's the one thing about Tibbs also is that he'll know who to leave on the floor and who to take off. And it just so happened that, this game, it had to be, RJ coming off the floor. And I know that really upset a lot of fans and everything, but coach wants to win games. We want to win games. And it was a thing of Burks had to have the responsibility of bringing the ball up, and he was hot. So it is what it is. But yeah, just keep him, keep him doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Josh, any takes on Alec Burks being the starting point guard?
Then we batting 1,000. We all on the same page. Okay. Listen, people are putting so much emphasis on who the starting point guard is. None of that matters. It matters who ends the game. And once again, as we've seen with Quickly, as Steph pointed out, we put him in the starting lineup, you limit his effectiveness because you take the ball out of his hands. So you leave Burks where he is, let Burks come in with that second unit, get hot that way. And then as the game goes on, you can be able to figure out who's going to be able to close that game off. But all this, jumbling the lineups around, that's not winning basketball. You got to be consistent, and Tibbs has been that the entire season, so let's just stick with it, and let's roll with what we have.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm going to stick with you, Josh. What about RJ Barrett? All right, I think 2 games in a row where his performance has been a little bit lackluster. We've been able to win despite. I'm not really worried. I believe he's going to respond. It's just in the DNA of this team. Just in the DNA of this team for people and players to respond. So I'm not worried about him. What about you? Then after this, I want to get to Dallas.
So I'm not worried about RJ Barrett at all. I know early in the season, everyone knows I was on his neck, but he definitely, shown that he can be an important piece for this team. And now that next step that he took that I've seen in the past 2 games, I know he hasn't been scoring that much, but I like the fact that he's telling Randle to go away. I got it. This is my team, or at least on the floor, this is mine. I got it. Let me handle it. Let me go out and get that bucket. And I think that is the more important thing for me right now with RJ Barrett, his ability to basically, not stop deferring to Randle and be more of that focal point of the offense. So I'm not worried about RJ Barrett. I think he's on the right track. And next season, he's going to have a monster season. So we just got to, enjoy the ride right now. And I think, I'm just riding with it. I'm proud of him, though. I think I'm playing.
And you didn't have a problem with Coach tonight sitting him out the last few minutes of the fourth quarter?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. Tone?
Said RJ's gonna have a monster year next year. RJ's gonna have a monster game next game. I like the matchup. I think the whomever guards him over there, I think it's going to be a more formidable matchup. Excuse me real quick. He don't got no friends over there. So, that's going to be good. He's coming off back-to-back bad games, right?
Yeah, back-to-back. Rough outings for him, yep.
Okay, so, yeah, I think RJ get back up. Like, we've seen it all year long. He hasn't really had a bad stretch except for the beginning of the year. So I'm not worried about it. I think he goes off to, next game though. I think him and Randle get to Dallas, do they Kobe rendition and hit the gym right off the plane, and I think they both come off and have monster games.
Yeah, we definitely need them both too. Kev, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I think right now the scouting report is really coming out on him. So, I mean, maybe you could attribute that to why he had 2 poor games, maybe, because I do see guys that are sticking him being a little bit more physical towards him. So you probably can attribute that. But yeah, I'm in agreement with Tone. I think next game against the Mavericks, I think he'll have a monster game, and go from there.
So what do you think? What's the scouting report on him? Do you think?
Oh God, Can I ask a question? You ask a question. I'm gonna ask you. Why do you always put me in the spot, man? What the hell? What did I do to you?
I mean, you said the scouting report is out on him. So if you're saying the scouting report is out on him, then you must know what the scouting report is.
Don't let him go left.
That, and be physical with them. That's it. That's pretty much it.
He's actually been using his right hand a little bit more too, finishing at the basket. So I don't even think that's a thing for defenses to really focus on. Obviously, you want to take away the strong hand, but RJ Barrett can finish with either hand. He can get to the basket. We seen it earlier. He took, I think it was Jackson Hayes to the basket. Randle passed it back to him. He just blew right past Jackson Hayes and finished with his right hand. So I don't think the lefty righty problem is a thing anymore for RJ Barrett. Not like it was early on.
I still think that's the next evolution of his game. He's getting better with it as the season goes on, but I still think he needs to do a bit more work. He still operates mostly on the left side. Even when he starts on the right, he makes it his business to get to the left side.
That's a lefty.
But that's the next evolution of his game. And if he can get to that point where the right and left, he's equally or almost equally as effective and finishing with both hands, no matter what side of the court he's operating on, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Speaking of Jackson Hayes, I like this kid, man. And when he becomes a free agent, he's one that I would like for us to go after. I like his game.
You know, somebody asked earlier. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. They asked what players do we see on this team right now that we should definitely re-sign coming back? And I don't even know if I can answer that question right now, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how guys react during the rest of this playoff push. I want to see how guys react when we get into the playoffs. So I'm not sure that I can really answer that question right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, there's too much left to happen. You know, you got to be able to see how these guys can react to certain things. You know, how they can, how they respond. You know, we got 16 games left. If we hit another 3-4 game losing streak, how do they respond? How do they respond to the pressure? I think all of these things, like we were talking about earlier with G-Man, all of these things go into your decision on how you're going to continue to build this team going into next season. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if we can truly answer that question. But it's a good question, a good thing to think about. But I'm going to start thinking about that once we're eliminated from the playoffs. I'm saying that's when I'll start thinking about that. Dallas is coming up. What is that? What's today? Wednesday, Friday night, right? The game is at 9:30 on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget about that. The game is at 9:30 on Friday night. It's in Dallas, Julius Randle's hometown. The last time we played Dallas, it's a game that we all believe we should have won. All of us believe we should have won that game. We had a lead, double-digit lead. We lost the game. All right, that's it was during that stretch when we were having leads on teams and then losing games. We lost that game. The score of that game was 99-86. 99-86. I forgot. Did we have an 18-point lead in that game? Early in the game, I don't remember.
18,
I don't remember. Maybe it was
18 was the other game.
Maybe it was a 13-point lead or something like that. But we built the lead and then we lost it. We held them to 99 points, but we only scored 86. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a revenge game for the Knicks, a game that the Knicks really want back. And now here's a chance. Hey, they got over. Remember, small goals, ladies and gentlemen. Small goals. So we accomplished another goal. Winning 4 games in a row. Now we can accomplish another goal. Let's get to 3 games above 500. And 5 games in a row. You know what I mean? This would be, if we can get to 3 games over 500, it'd be the most amount of games we've been over 500 this season. Knicks versus Dallas. Josh, I'm going to start with you.
Wow. So Luka Doncic said he gave us fits last game. But overall, we were able to hold Dallas. To more than 10 games under what they score normally. So defensively, I think we'll be fine. We just got to be able to score. And I think during that Dallas game, Julius Randle just looked very lethargic. He was one of those games where like the team was feeding off that energy, and we didn't match what Dallas brought to the table, particularly in the second half. So if we can start doing that and get back to playing our brand of basketball and doing what we've been doing these past 4 games, I don't think we'll have a problem with Dallas. I think it'll be a really, really close game, and hopefully we can bring it home.
Yeah. Isaiah, Dallas.
Hey, first of all, what's going on, guys? Good to see everybody. I was supporting my brother's show, man. So Dallas, man, we no, so yeah, we played Dallas. I think we had like a 11 to 13 point lead last game, and that was during the stretch where we giving up leads, and it's going to be a hard fought game. I think this game is definitely going to be down to the wire. And one thing I was saying on Guillermo's show was that I don't want the Knicks to be comfortable because we did just face probably two teams of the worst 3-point shooting teams. So I don't want the Knicks to fall asleep on guarding the 3 because they're definitely going to shoot them in Dallas, with Tim Hardaway, Jalen Brunson, Luka, and KP. So we're definitely got to be up for that. Like I said, like George said, the defense, we played good defense on them. We just really couldn't hit shots. But I really believe the Knicks are doing a little bit better with the offense. We just got to move the ball, keep the ball moving, get guys good open shots. And we could definitely put this game off because we were in the game last time and just, between us not hitting shots and just, Luka taking over in the last game. So we could definitely do this. We just got to play discipline and we can pull it out.
Yeah, and we got to let these guys that, we got to let some of these guys that have all this energy, these young guys that got energy, we got to stop them from being active and really hit the boards against Dallas. Last time we lost on the boards 47-43. We only gave up 4 offensive rebounds. We had 9 offensive rebounds, but we still let them win the battle of the boards. We got to do a better job handling the boards in the next game. Julius Randle, he had one of the worst shooting games this season, if not the worst shooting game this season for him. He was 5 for 20 from the field. He was 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. He had 14 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. His shooting was just bad, and RJ Barrett didn't help. He was 3 for 11 from the field for 27%. He was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Now, the only person that really had anything going was Alec Burks. He had 20 points. He was 6 for 11 from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3-point line, and he made 4 free throws. So,
Rose was bad also. Derrick Rose was also bad. It was that trio of players that just...
Yep, Derrick Rose was bad. He was 1 for 10 from the field, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, only 2 points on the night. If we get better contributions from those guys, we'll have a chance to pull this game out. Tony, what do you think?
Look at our team. Randle played bad, Barrett played bad, Rose played bad, and we was in that game. I said I'm done doing predictions, but man, it's definitely a winnable game. Like my biggest fear, honestly, out of all, is not even Luka. It's KP finally having a outstanding game against us, because that has yet to happen. We've pretty much contained him for the most part in all the games we've played since the trade, and I want to say we won most of them. It definitely feels that way. It feels like we've come off victorious against them. Right. So I think let's go for 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Go for 5. Let's get that win. Let's boost that morale, and then let's really see where we can go.
That's what I'm saying. Big shout out to the Entertainer Talk of Sports in the chat. Big shout out to you, my brother. Glad to see you here.
Entertainer.
Cornerstone. Kev's Dusty Hat said, I'm waiting for Kev's dusty ass take. He said, I'm waiting for Kev's dusty ass tape.
You know what? I'm coming to the conclusion. I got two people that are suspects. One that just joined that was late, and one that's hosting this. So
I'm hosting the show.
What are you talking about?
I'm hosting the show. I mean, come on. I'm over here. I'm looking at screens, this and that. I'm just telling you what I seen in the chat. That's all.
That would be a lot of work
burner phone or something, and you can listen. I know Tone ain't gonna do it. Tone is always on my side. You know what I'm saying?
I don't play
Kev,
those games.
I'm hosting the show, Kev. I'm hosting the show, bro.
Hold on, Kev.
You could also.
I was on Gilmo's show, bro. How can I do it?
I don't know.
Wait, Isaiah. How you know this ain't the first we've heard of it?
Huh?
What would you mean?
Wait, what
got here?
Yeah, bro, I was on Gilmo's show. And Kev, to be fair, that hat is a little dusty. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow, this is Dusty too. This is a new one. I got great reviews.
I like it.
That's a good hat there, Kev.
No. You already said what you said, man. I ain't messing. Anyway, we let the Dallas game get away from us. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think that that Bullock. I've been really impressed with the way Bullock's been playing the number one person.
Is he a cornerstone?
Say again.
Is he a cornerstone? Is he a cornerstone?
He's a piece. He's a piece. That's all I'm going to say. I don't expect anything less of him when he plays up against Luka. I'll just call him Luka.
Don't worry, I say Luka too.
Yeah, I expect nothing less when he plays Luka. I'm really impressed with Reggie Bullock's play, with him, against him. And yeah, man, I look for us to get this victory and go 5 in a row. And after this one, we'll have all home games afterwards for the next, I guess, 7, I believe.
We got a 6 or 7 game.
Yeah, we got a nice little homestand before we hit that tough West Coast schedule.
Yeah,
nice little homestand.
And here's the thing. I know I'm looking towards that Laker game. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody on the Lakers played that game just to show us, just to say to us, yeah, you may have beat us at the Garden, but we're gonna take this one.
I don't think they will, Kev. They're preparing for the playoffs. They're not worried about us.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Josh. I mean, they keep slipping, so.
Yeah, and
they're still going to be top 4 in the Western Conference, though. It doesn't. I mean,
they're only 5 right now.
They're number 5.
Yeah,
they're 5.
Yeah, they might. I mean, I don't think they go by 6. I don't think they want to do a play-in situation. But
I didn't even know that. Wow, I didn't know they felt that much. Wow.
I think they're comfortable at 6 or better.
Right. I want to ask a question. Does anybody, including you, Sim, does anybody have a problem with a lot of these quote unquote key players sitting out games just to be ready for the playoffs?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I mean,
I don't pay attention. That don't happen over here.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA has some problems with it. Let's say that, because, that's why they put these rules in, that you got to have guys, whatever those rules are that they put in. I have some issues. Yeah, I know they relaxed it a little bit this year, but this is a different season. But I have some issues with it, right? Because you get paid a certain amount of money. I can understand you get injured, or someone who legitimately needs to rest, needs to have a day to let their body rest because it's sore. But just to do it because the San Antonio Spurs kind of started this thing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what?
Because you look at Brooklyn. It seems like every game.
See, that's different.
Durant out. You have Kyrie out. You have Harden out. You have Griffin out. And now all this. It seems always.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm gonna say this: if the organization says you can do it, do it.
Well, it's not just that, Sam. It's not just that. The NBA, they collectively bargained for that. They gave the players all this leverage, and now the players are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? From a fan's perspective, you obviously want to see these guys play. But if the NBA and the Players Association collectively bargain that, and the players are allowed to do it, why not? You're making your millions of dollars. Why not?
Yeah, and also too, I think my biggest reason why I'm not really against it is because, I mean, this is, again, I use the Knicks schedule for example. We literally play every other day. And I mean, for us, we can't, because we're hunting for a playoff spot, we can't afford for Julius Randle to sit. But you have teams like the Nets and you have teams like that just have the talent and superstars where they can rest because their goal is to get the playoffs. Regular season for us is what we're trying to strive for so we can make the playoff. And again, playing every other game, that's a lot, man. Especially if you're banging, you're down low, you diving for loose balls and all that stuff, man. It takes a toll on your body, man.
It does. It does take a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your body. And, this season is a lot more condensed than regular seasons. Normal seasons is not this condensed. But, it's still happening.
Yeah, it's never this bad.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, my thing is this. The players know what they sign up for when they sign their contract. Teams also know what they sign up for when they sign certain players. And if teams are allowing and say, hey, we're going to allow our players to rest, hey, let them rest. Figure it. That's the team got to pay the money, not me. You know what I'm saying? The team got to pay the money.
Now, I don't care. I don't care because we don't do it. So anytime it happens, it's going to our advantage.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Kev, let me counter your question though. Let me just throw this back at you rhetorically. So, what if we had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and they did that to us, but yet we're a top team in the Eastern Conference? How would you feel about that?
Too, it would be I guess I'm from an era where everybody played, no matter if you was hurt or what, and it just seems like this era. And I don't care what anybody says. I just think this era is soft.
But they also learned something from that era, though. Look at Grant Hill. Grant Hill would have been one of the greatest players you ever seen, maybe. But that one playoff series when with Detroit, he decided to play on a messed up ankle, and he never ever recovered from it.
Yeah, have you ever seen Grant Hill's foot? Have you ever seen his foot?
He continuously had ankle injuries and ankle problems. So I think people learn, players learn from back then, like, I need to take care of my body. Players want to be able to walk when they retire because they're going to be 37, 38 years old. They got a lot of life to live. They want to be able to walk. They want to make sure that they're healthy to be with their family, their kids, and all that kind of stuff. So this is the way that they're This is the way that they're approaching it now. And they know that they have the leverage to do that. We'll see what happens. Trust me. The next collective bargaining agreement, it's going to be something that's brought up. It's going to be something that's brought up.
We had it for a lockout, Sam. I think we had it for a lockout.
And also, Sim, too. I mean, you got to also, I wouldn't call these players soft because what they do isn't soft. And again, right, you gotta preserve your body because, again, you said something that struck me. You said 36, 37. That's if you're good, Tim. That's if you can stay in the league that long.
That's right.
So you got guys that, again, people don't like to admit it, but the average NBA career is only 4 to 5 years. So again, you can theoretically, let's say you get drafted when you're 20, or you could be out the league by 24, 25.
Yeah,
you got a whole life.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers are a little skewed. They're a little bit skewed. You know what I'm saying? Because, it takes into account, you get players that come in on a 10-day contract. You know what I'm saying? So it takes into account those players too, right? They just come in on a 10-day or just picked up on the end. So it does take into account those players too. So, it's a little skewed. But yeah, I guess that is the average.
Sam,
a little bit skewed there, but. Yeah,
Sam, I just want to add. I think we're headed. To me, I feel like in order to cut all of this stuff out and cut all this buyout market and all this, I think the NBA has to go to a hard cap and make the salary cap at a hard level and get rid of all these exceptions and everything like that. I think that'll do more for the balance of power around the league. Also, it'll prevent players from making these obscene amount of money. $40, $50 million in these supermax contracts, and it'll even out the parity around the league. Of course, the players will never go for it. And I think the only way for the NBA to stop what they're doing right now is to go to a hard cap. But that's why I said if they do, it's going to be a lockout. I think, in my opinion.
It's kind of a hard cap now.
It's a soft cap. It's a soft salary cap.
But there's a limit to where you can't go. There's a limit to where you can't go past it. The only exception to that limit is the veterans minimum, right? You can sign as many veteran minimum guys as you want to, and you can, no matter what your salary is. But there's also the trade restrictions and the restricted free agency and all of that. You can go over the cap with that on the thing too. So you can go over the cap, but there's a limit. There's a point that you can't go over. So you have the cap, right? And then you have the luxury tax, and the luxury tax goes so much over the cap, but it hits a point where you can't even go over the luxury tax. That's it. You can't go over that
and
at
also,
all.
too, and to be fair, George, I don't think the buyout thing is really going to be an issue. I think people made an issue because of the Nets. But usually, I promise you, before the Nets even did that, nobody cared about the buyout market. The buyout market wasn't bad until this happened.
I kind of disagree.
Why not make the buyout go into a clear waivers situation? So now teams with the money have first options to go ahead and pick up the player. And then if nobody does it, now you get the option to go wherever you want.
Or how about, so you have a buyout and then you have a waiver, right? If you get waived, then teams have an option to pick you up. If they just buy you out, I don't think, like you're saying, teams don't have the option. I do, though, Isaiah, think that it's going to be an issue. It only takes one time for it to happen with one team where all of a sudden the players are like, oh, snap. You know what? I want a buyout. Let's negotiate a buyout. Right? And so, okay, teams negotiate a buyout and then they go sign with who they want to sign with. It's not going to get to the point where you got like guys that's making, superstars want to buy out, that have 4 years, that have 4 years left on their contract. It's not going to get to that point, but I do think it can be an issue, and maybe they should start doing something like, okay, teams can get bought out, but there's, I'm sure that they'll look at it and maybe come up with something. Maybe come up with something.
My thing is though, because it's like, I mean, it's like
a lot of these managers. I mean, a lot of these presidents are just gutless. Because if I was Houston, I would have kept Harden the whole year, and then if he walks, he walks. I don't give it.
They don't have any leverage, Kev. They have no leverage at all. The players have all the leverage.
They didn't have to trade or any, do anything, like that remotely. I would have just said, you know what? You're going to play out this year, and then after this year, whatever, you got a contract, that's it.
But the thing is this, Kev, if you do that and you know that James Harden is not coming back to your team, you already know it. You might as well trade him and get back some assets. If you just let him go.
Then if it's that, then I would have traded him to somewhere else. Why did it have to be Brooklyn? Why did it have to be Brooklyn?
They offered the most for him. They offered a lot for him.
But Kev, you got to remember, Kev. Kev, you got to remember, right? And this is for the state. But this
Isaiah, you can say all you want.
But Kev, can you, bro? Listen for a second, bro. Why would it? Okay, for example, right? For example, if the Knicks say, "Yo, let's go get James Harden," okay, we trade for James Harden, right? We give him R.J. Barrett, 3 first-round picks, Emmanuel quickly. Guess what James Harden can do? I didn't really want to be here. I declined. I'm going to go sign with the Nets.
Not for that money he's getting.
Right. I mean, but that's what players, before they even get traded, they kind of put it out through their agent. Yes, I will re-sign with this team. Yes, I will re-sign with that team. I will re-sign with that team. Nope, I'm not going to re-sign with New Orleans. I'm not going to re-sign with Minnesota if you trade me there. I'm not going to re-sign with, Orlando if you trade me there. So now those teams that have that money, they're like, I'm not messing with James Harden because he's not going to re-sign here. You know what I mean? All that stuff.
Perfect example was Anthony Davis. The Celtics had a chance to get him, but he straight up told the Celtics, I'm not signing with y'all. I'm not going to resign with y'all. You can trade for me. I'm going to play for y'all, but I'm not resigning with y'all. He was going to the Lakers regardless.
On the flip side, though, you got
or the Knicks.
A Kawhi situation.
Oh, yeah, that was true. He said
he wouldn't guarantee he would resign, and they still took the chance and got a ring.
Right. So you know.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these presidents, some of these organizations, they're gutless because they're letting, letting star player, get whatever he wants.
I mean, but sometimes you got to say, you know what, I don't care if I'm letting this guy get what he wants. I'm going to do what's best for my team. Like, for example, the Dusty hat is your favorite hat, but you did what was best for the show, and you put
Sam,
the Dusty hat in the closet.
Sam, I hate you. I hate you.
Hey, Sim, I'm sorry, Sim. Before we go, Sim, because you got a lot of people. You got 433 people here with only 200 likes. People, can we get them likes up for my big brother? I just want to do my shameless plug because 3BL, we are back, baby. We are better than ever, and we're gonna be shut up, Kev. It's gonna be a great show tomorrow, Sim. It's a great show tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the 2021 NFL Draft. We're going to be talking rounds 1, 2, 3. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Jets and the Giants. Of course, see who we're going to pick. And then, Kev, if you want to bring your bum-ass Steelers in there, you can definitely do that. And then you can talk about them bums. And then if you want to talk about any of your teams, definitely it's going to be a call-in show. It's going to be a video chat through StreamYard. So I really want everybody to be there. I'm going to send the link right now in the chat. And I'm excited, man. It's going to be here at 7 o'clock tomorrow. I'm excited for it.
Right.
3BL,
Make it happen.
baby. We're back.
That's what's up. Make it happen.
Hey, Isaiah, you got 6?
No, hold on.
You got 4.
Oh, boy.
Get 6.
First of all,
get 6, and then we'll have this conversation again.
Let me put this.
Get 6, and we'll have this conversation.
Kev, let me put this in. Kev, you got 4 back when there was segregation.
6.
I wasn't born.
6.
I wasn't born. Sim was 6. Like maybe 2 when
6.
I got your rings.
6.
And
6.
Okay,
Kev,
all right.
Kev.
Hey, you know what? That's cool. They got 6. We catching you. We catching you. You know what I'm saying? We catching you.
Can you pin that? When you pin that link, Sim, by the way.
Yeah, I'll pin it. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you. The panel appreciates you. That dusty ass Knicks hat appreciates you.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
They did not. He did not just do that.
So ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. I just pinned the 3BL show to the top of the YouTube chat, so make sure that you go check that out. For everybody who joined us, called in, super chats, stayed in the chat, hit us with like buttons. I appreciate you.
God.
Please subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to the channel. We're about less than 100 away from 15K. Once we get to 15K, we're going to give away 4 Obi Toppin rookie cards, man. 4 Obi Toppin rookie cards. So please, make sure 4 Obi Toppin rookie cards for 4 games in a row. You understand?
What about the jersey? What about the jersey?
Did you just see this game winner by Luka Doncic?
No, I didn't.
Oh
I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show. I'll catch that later. I ain't worried about Luka.
That might be the play. That might be the play of the year right there. Jesus Christ.
Cool. I do want to announce, looking at the standings right now, Denver is beating Miami. Looks like they're probably going to win that game. So Miami is about to fall a half game below us in the standings. Right now in the standings, we are in the 7th spot. We're 29 and 27. Miami, if they lose tonight, which it looks like they will, they'll be 28 and 27. We will move back into that 6th spot. So let me tell you, that Wednesday night game or Friday night game against Dallas is going to be crazy important that we get that win so that we can create a little bit more separation. All right, and try to get a stranglehold. Try to get a stranglehold on that 6th spot. That 6th spot is crazy important when it comes to making the playoffs. All right, the Miami Heat, they play the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday. All right, so it's a good chance that they win that game. And we don't want to keep flip-flopping. Exactly. Now, yeah, Minnesota's playing better, but, so it's a good chance that either team wins that game. Good chance that Miami wins that game. We don't want to be flip-flopping. So we want to take control of our own destiny. We need to get this win on Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. It'll be 5 in a row, 3 games above 500. And then we'll keep that little half-game lead over the Miami Heat. Okay, also tonight, teams that are in the running against us, the Chicago Bulls lost. They're not looking like, their addition of talent really did anything. At least not right now. I think they've lost 4 in a row. They're 22-32, 10 games below 500. What'd you say?
They lost 10 out of their last 13.
10 out of their last 13.
Is that after the trade deadline?
That's after the trade. The Indiana Pacers, they did win tonight. They beat the Rockets 132-124. All right, and the Mavericks, they just beat the Memphis Grizzlies 114-113. So this is going to be a big game. Obviously, it's going to be a big game for the Dallas Mavericks as well. All right, but we really need to get this win, to stay where we want to be. And by the way, the Nuggets did this without what's his name?
Jamal Murray.
Torn ACL.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for that kid, man. They had a real chance to go to the finals, man. They had a real chance.
Let me get to this phone call here. Caller, you live. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, Sims? It's Rob the Nick.
Rob the Nick. What's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling, man?
Hey, Rob the Nick, what's happening?
Always having a problem getting on the site, but I got to use the phone now. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't get no notifications. I don't know,
man.
Banned or something? What happened?
Nah, I don't know. I guess you probably gotta. Sometimes it happens with YouTube. You gotta, unsubscribe and then resubscribe sometimes so that the notifications come and all that kind of stuff. It happens like that with YouTube sometimes. I don't know why.
I pay my monthly bill. I'm a good Knicks fan. Up in there. I'm down with the $4.99 plan.
I got you. Hey, the link to get in here. If you go into my community section, there's a link right in there. Only people who are members can see the link that's in there. If you go in there where I can make community posts, it's right there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's right there.
So look, this is what I got to say, and I've been wanting to say this for a long time about this game. It seems now, as we're winning games now, that we're controlling what we want to do in games. Because it seems as though, like, started off with the 3, Randle started off hot, they adjusted, and then we readjusted. And then our readjustment plan went all through the fourth quarter. And then, it seems that this team is growing right there in front of our eyes, and that's like a special thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's exactly what's happening. They're growing right in front of our eyes. They're getting better. They're getting smarter. And, they're doing the things that we all asked for them to do. It's beautiful, man. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Hey, Rob the Nick.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Steph?
Hey, how you feeling, man? Hey, listen, you know who's hating Burks' performance, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to get him tonight. I think I nudged him with a text earlier. I said, look, man,
exactly.
you got some explaining to do.
Absolutely.
And that's a shame when you're a Knicks fan, but you get so caught up on your player that you miss the whole picture.
Yes,
what's going on around you. You can't even root good because your player is not there. That's why I've never been that type of a fan that I needed a play. I go for what's on the name on the front, what's the name on the back.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Hey, Rob, I appreciate you. I'm gonna get into listening to this. Listen to some of Tom Thibodeau's post game. All right.
Okay.
And I appreciate you, man.
I just want I just wanted to touch bases with the fam. I'm not going nowhere.
All right.
I'm around.
No doubt.
All right.
We appreciate you,
All right.
bro.
All right. Now I know how
All
to
right.
find. Now I know how to get on.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
Julio I'm after him. I
All
don't like
right.
some of the things he's been saying.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All
All
right.
right, fam.
Later.
All right. See you.
Let's get into
Hey,
this, ladies
hey,
and
Sim.
gentlemen. This is
Hey,
Tom
Sim.
Thibodeau.
Real,
Yeah.
real quick, shout out to the chat. Your Black is Time. Shout out to the panel. Keep doing your thing. I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm about to head off.
Yeah, man. No doubt. I'm gonna play this Tom Thibodeau post game real quick. It's a couple minutes long, and then we heading up out of here. All right. So
Okay, Rob. Okay, Tom.
let me let this thing rock off. This is Tom Thibodeau, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. Coach is here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Joe Barden.
Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Nice win. Now that you've seen it up close and personal, what's that like to watch Zion play point guard?
I think, I said it earlier, it's the athleticism, but it's the power and the speed combined. It just puts so much pressure on you. And I think he and Ingram have great chemistry together. And so when those guys are involved in plays, they also play off each other very well. And they've been playing great basketball. So it's a good, solid win for us. But the challenges keep coming.
Respect.
Tom, I know you've lost some leads this year, but tonight you were down by 5 with 2:34 left, and then you're up by 9 with 10:22 left in the fourth, a 17-3 run. What do you think of your team's ability to change the flow of the game in a positive way?
Yeah, and that's sort of the nature of our league right now. Leads, and I mentioned this many times, they're never safe, and you can never let your guard down. So it swings both ways. That's why you can never quit on a game. If you're down, you just got to keep working the game. They're long games. You can work your way through it. And with the three-point shot, it allows you to make up ground quickly. So the thing that I like about us offensively right now is from the start of the season to where we are today is the threes that we are getting are really high percentage plays. Guys are playing for each other. They're making great rim reads, and then it's rhythm basketball from there.
Bobby Childs.
Coach, it looks like Alec and Reggie are almost like clones, right? They both 4 for 7 today from the three-point line. But Alex, particularly in the fourth quarter, seems to just play at a higher level. What are you seeing with him and as you put him in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, both guys are invaluable to us, and they both star in their roles. And so with Reggie, we get the catch-and-shoot game, and we get great defense. And it opens up the floor, creates space for our guys who can go off the dribble. And Alec, it's not only his three, but more importantly, his ability to go off the dribble. So we have multiple guys that can break the defense down and force it to collapse. And once we do that, we just have to make the right reads. But I like the versatility of both guys. They're veteran leaders. They're very positive leaders for our young guys. And I think that's helped a lot with the growth of the team, particularly for all our young players.
Ian Bagley.
Yeah, Tom, I guess Nerlens was a scratch before the game, and then you have obviously Taj starting and Norvell slides in there. What did you think of the minutes that you got from him?
Great. And these guys have done a great job all year long. When Mitch went out, Nerlens was ready, stepped in, did a terrific job. Taj stepped in, gave us great backup minutes. The one thing about Taj that is you can start him. You can bring him off the bench. You could have him situational. He's the same every day. Always ready, always team first. Norvell was terrific. He's been putting in a lot of extra work. He's still, finding his way and learning the system. But his length, shot blocking, the rim protection is huge for us.
Jonathan Macri.
Hey, Coach. I asked you before the game about the plan to stop Zion. If I asked you now whether the plan all along was to swarm him in the fourth, I'm pretty sure you're not going to admit it. So I'll just ask generally, What did you think of the fourth quarter defense tonight, and how happy were you with it?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of when you deal with special players, you're going to have special rules. You have to game plan for them. And then you have to be willing to say, when you commit the second defender, okay, how are we going to react out? And you want to take care of the ball, the paint, react out, cover the line. But that also puts you in rotation. And the thing you're concerned with is they're a great offensive rebounding team. And so we were concerned with that as well. But he keeps a lot of pressure on you. And the thing is he's a shot maker. So even there's many times you think you have him bottled up pretty good, and he still can figure it out. He knows how to use his body and create space and get shots off. And he's a quick second jumper in terms of following his misses. So that puts enormous pressure on your defense.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Tom, what was it like to have the owner here cheering you on in a big road win?
That was great. It's always great to have him around. I think the players appreciate it. We had Dr. Callahan here as well, so excited to have her. So perhaps there are good luck charms. And, of course, Leon and Wes. They had a full house.
Steph Bondi.
Just to follow up on that, has it been different? Like, is the owner has he been around the team as often? I know because of COVID, I don't know if any restrictions, but how often has he been around the team this season?
Well, all the home games, virtually all the home games, unless he has some business that'll take him out of town. But he's been very supportive. He's been great for us. He's been great with me. I know Leon and Wes and Scott Perry are in constant communication. Everything that we have asked for in terms of having a first-class organization, he's been committed, and you can't ask for anything more from an owner. And so we're excited about that.
Steve Popper.
Hey, Tom, is there something you see with Alec in the fourth quarter? Is it confidence, or is this something you've seen throughout his career, that he's a fourth quarter kind of guy?
Well, he's always been a big shot maker, and he's got great poise. The poise under pressure is huge. The game's not too big. He doesn't get rattled, and he's, he dealt with, they were in a drop, then they adjusted to the blitz, and then there was some switching, and he just plays at the same speed, and he makes great reads on the defense, and we can play off of that. So ideally, if you can get two onto the ball, it should be easy offense.
You heard what he just said about Alec Burks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, I can't agree with his sentiments enough. Alec Burks, you see it down the bottom of the screen, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, came up huge in the fourth. But I want to talk to Josh about what you just heard. Coach Tom Thibodeau say about James Dolan. Yeah, Josh. I mean, you had some choice words the other day.
Hey, listen. He has to say that. I mean, Dolan signed his check, so he has to say that. He doesn't want to criticize the owner in front of the media. I mean, look, the only thing I can say is I hope James Dolan was in Dallas looking for someone to be suitors to buy the team and buy the garden away from him. That's all I'm gonna say.
When are people gonna understand that this man is not selling the garden?
Yeah,
if the price is right, he could.
Yeah,
it's not selling the garden, bro.
Wow,
he's not selling it. Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead,
can I say this? Because I get tired of this whole James Dolan thing, right? This is what gets me mad with people. The Knicks have been good this season. Good for a standard that we haven't seen in a long time. Dolan has not done anything.
Damn thing.
Why do we complain about a guy that literally stays out of the picture? He lets Leon Rose do his job. He doesn't micromanage anymore. He hasn't micromanaged in years. He literally came out and said he doesn't micromanage no more. Why do we kill this man when we're having a good season? Because when the Knicks win, no one cares about Dolan. No one does. Because please, Sim, please tell me this year, we have made a lot of videos. You have made a lot of videos this year. When have we said in any of these videos, James Dolan this, James Dolan that. Please tell me the
It's because.
Oh, no, George, let me finish, George. Let me finish. Please, Sim, can you say that one more time? I couldn't hear you.
Not many.
We have not talked
Not
about
many.
it. So again, right? If you have an owner that's not bothering nobody, and trust me, Josh, from Carmelo Anthony to Tyson Chandler to a lot of players and coaches said they have not had issues with James Dolan. Exclude Charles Oakley, but there are a lot of players that don't have problems with James Dolan. There's these narratives about this man that he's this bad, horrible person. Yes, was he a bad owner?
So it's out of nowhere.
Yes.
It's out of thin air.
What do you mean it's out of thin air?
I'm asking the question. It's out of thin air.
It's not out of thin air. We all know that, we all know what James Dolan has done.
And the thing about it also is that you putting Oakley on a pedestal and everything.
Oakley got his own things going on too.
Person in the world. He is not the most friendly person.
I've admitted that.
Josh, I love your video, but one thing I didn't point out was when Charles Oakley pushed a security guard.
I addressed that in the video. And again, this is Charles Oakley we're talking about. This ain't some scrub. This ain't no Jared Jeffries we're talking about. Kev, you out of all people, you a 90s Knicks guy. Okay? He was our dude.
Hold on, let him finish. Go ahead, John.
He was our dude, okay? Listen, I'm not saying Charles Oakley was perfect in the situation. I think him and James Dolan got some personal issues that they got going on. But I'm worried about how the Knicks handled it afterwards. The stuff that they said about him in the media afterwards, how they treat people in the media, in the PR, the same media that everyone criticizes James Dolan about, he uses to his advantage. And to me, over these last 20 years, I felt James Dolan cared more about that and his image than the Knicks winning. To me, that's what I felt.
And if you would have listened to Knicks Fan TV when they interviewed him, you would understand of why the brass said what they said about him. He does have a problem. He literally does.
But who puts it in the media, Kev? You don't put it in the media? You don't throw him out there like that?
But hold on, Josh, because here's the thing, right, about the media, right? I don't care what anyone says. The New York Post, the Daily News, there've been a lot of hit pieces with James Dolan. And I'm not saying he didn't deserve them, because he has been a bad owner for a while. He was a bad owner. I think he's decent now, personally.
Yeah.
But you act like the New York media doesn't do things like even for example, right? The Knicks just won. We won 4th in a row. Why do you care if James Dolan's at the games? Why? Tell me why that was a good. Why?
I'm going to explain that to you. First of all, that wasn't Bondi. That wasn't anybody from the Daily News or the Post. That was Macri. Macri is supposed to be one of the best Knicks reporters out there. That was Macri that asked the question, number one.
No, I don't think that wasn't Macri. That wasn't Macri.
It was Macri. It was Jay Macri.
That was Bondi.
No. There was somebody before Bondi. I'm not sure. I have to go back and it was someone before Bondi, and then Bondi followed up.
Macri just went, but that wasn't Macri. Is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
To go along with what you said, Isaiah, you mentioned the Post and the Daily News. ESPN does it too. It's Fox News. It's everyone. All of the media. So it's this big media conspiracy against the Knicks. Oh, when the Knicks play on national TV, they're gonna get more fouls called. Like, this is unbelievable.
Hold on, Josh. So Josh, you're telling me that. So Josh, you're telling me that you click on the TV. You read the newspaper, it's always a sell the team this, or like what Max Kellerman says, James Dolan is just a rich kid that got his daddy, that got daddy's money. All this blah, 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 blah. No other owner goes through this. Please.
Right, because no other owner acts like that. No other owner treats former players like that. No other owner treats fans like that. No other owner does that.
George, you want to know that's a lie? Because the Suns owner is just as bad as James Dolan, but he
doesn't kick fans out the arena. He has good relationships with the players.
Hold on, Josh. Kevin. Do you know that the owner tried to make the people pay for the stadium in Phoenix, and there was a whole meeting about that?
Okay, that's business we're talking about. I'm not knocking James Dolan's business. I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about basketball, not just on the court, but stuff that. Okay, let me put it to you this way. we all know the Knicks have been bad, right? This is not just about the Knicks on the court.
Yes.
It's not about that. This is about stuff that happens surrounding the team that can affect the way teams bring in players. It can affect all of that. So don't act like that doesn't exist. Don't act like that part doesn't exist too. That's separate from the basketball team.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
Well,
if
look,
someone's gonna come to my house,
well, look, I say this. First of all, we know that James Dolan has done things. There's no doubt about it. We're all clear of that. James Dolan has not been a perfect owner as far as media relations. There's no doubt about it. But I will say, if somebody walked to my house and said, kick Simeon out of his own house, I'm kicking you out. I don't care. Exactly. If I own a business and you walk in with a hat that says ban Simeon, I'm going to kick your ass out my business. Exactly. Bottom line, I don't care.
Sam, it's apples and oranges, though. We're talking about fans.
Let me finish. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's apples and oranges. He owns Madison Square Garden. It is not a publicly owned entity. He owns Madison Square Garden. It is his private business. It is his rules. And if you're not going to follow his rules, then don't go. That's bottom line. It's his rules.
I'm not defending. Right? Hold on, Isaiah, real quick. Let me respond. I totally get all of that. I understand that he can do it, but to me, he should not do it because that's the equivalent. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. That's the equivalent of me coming and the team is playing terrible, and I'm out there booing the team, saying the coach is whack and everything like that. So you taking the fandom out of it.
Josh, can I ask you a question, Josh? Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question, Josh? And be completely honest and don't be biased, Josh.
Okay.
If I came to your house every day, went on your lawn, and told you get out your house, you suck. You a bad homeowner. You suck. Sell your house. Get out the neighborhood. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna have you leave.
So what's the difference from what James?
Because it's apples and oranges. Even though the Knicks are privately owned, Madison Square Garden is privately owned. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Even though the Knicks are privately owned, the Knicks are still a public entity.
They're not a public entity. They're not a public entity. They're not a public entity.
Not in the business wise. I'm talking about the Knicks are a public trust. The fans. Basically, the fans are a part of the team. The fans are a part of the team. It's apples and oranges when you're talking about someone's house and someone's, he owns the building. I understand that he can do it, but it's just you don't have to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, hold on. Okay. Let's just wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up because we just came off of a win and we don't want to bring it down. Arguing about James Dolan. I'm gonna say this. It's just my belief that if he owns a business and someone comes in booing the fans, I think that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? Coming in and directing, coming in and purposely trying to get attention by wearing a shirt that says ban Dolan. That's something totally different. And that guy didn't even get kicked out. He didn't even get kicked out. He had the option to change his shirt, and they were going to give him a shirt for free. Right?
So what's wrong with the shirt that he was wearing?
Oh God!
Come on, Josh.
What do you mean? Come on!
Come on, Josh. That's come on, Josh. It said no. Hold up, because we're gonna go on with this, right? Come on. It said ban Dolan. So the security guard said, "Hey, you know what? We don't want that here. This is his business. He doesn't want that here. We will give you a shirt that you can wear, and you can stay and enjoy the game." My thing is this, like any other business that's out there, you can say what's wrong with that. What's wrong with it is it violates his rules. And it's his business. So if you're going to violate his rules and not care what he thinks, then expect to get kicked out. Bottom line, if you get into a fight, if you curse at a player, tell a player F you and F your mother, somebody else might say, what's wrong with that? I paid for my ticket. James Dolan might say, no, I don't want you to do that. And any other might say, I don't want you to do that. It's their rules. It is not apples and oranges because there's a lot of people that think, just like you think, that you can disrespect the owner anytime you want to. In his Let me finish. You think you can disrespect the owner anytime you want to in his building. You can say and do anything you want outside the building. But in his building that he owns, you're gonna go in and disrespect him and expect not to have something said to you? No. It doesn't happen like that. Just like some fans think because I bought a ticket, I can curse at the players. And there are fans that think that. You know what I'm saying? And those fans deserve to be kicked out. If you want to disrespect the owner, disrespect them on a show here, disrespect them out in the street, that's when you disrespect them. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you disrespect them. You have all the right in your world. Just like that dude tried to say, I got freedom of speech. He said you do, but not in here. Because this is not a publicly owned. This is not a publicly. No, they do not have freedom of speech in there because it's not a publicly owned entity.
I agree with you.
You can be kicked out.
I agree with that. I agree with everything you said. My thing is, I think that those rules are absolute, complete garbage.
It don't matter what you think, though.
Hold on. No, I understand. It's not up to me. It's up to James Dolan. He has every right to kick someone out the building if he wants to and everything like that. But what I'm saying is when you start censoring people and people saying basic stuff like sell the team, there's fans that have been kicked out of the arena for not cursing, just by yelling sell the team or chanting sell the team. Do you think it's more? Hold on. Do you think it's more than a coincidence that right after the game, where the fans were chanting "sell the team," the entire crowd, that Steve Mills got fired? You think that's more than a coincidence?
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. No. Hold up. This is the thing. You look at, and you see because he literally sat from under the hoop and pointed at a certain player, at a certain person. You think it was only that person saying sell the team? No, that person was doing something else besides just saying sell the team. Because you hear sell the team from the entire crowd. The person was doing something else besides just sell the team. There were other people around him saying sell the team too, and he pointed out one specific person. You got to get all the details because you seen it. Don't look at what's reported. Go look at the details for yourself. He sat there under the basket at the exact thing you're talking about. When someone got kicked out for saying sell the team, he pointed at one person and told the security guard, "Go get that guy." Although there was a bunch of people around saying sell the team, he said, "Go get that guy," because that guy was doing something.
Okay, but he said sell the team.
But John, wait, hold on.
Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was more than just saying sell the team. That is the reason why it wasn't. I don't know, but it was more than just sell the team because there were other people around saying sell the team too.
That's an assumption, Sim.
Hey, Sim, I just want to.
Do you not hear the crowd say it? The crowd has said it. People around has said it. I'm not saying that James Dolan is perfect, but all I'm saying is this: if I go into somebody's place and I tell them to sell it, I'm expect to get kicked out. Anyway, I'm gonna head up out of here. I'm done talking about James Dolan. We're done talking about James Dolan. Okay, just hold on. Every time I'm ready to talk, you say I just gotta say one thing. You tell people to smash the like button. You tell people to smash the like button. I can tell people to smash the like button. All right, make sure that you go watch 3BL. We trying to get up out of here. Getting up out of here. See, start talking about a controversial issue and everybody starts getting all riled up. Go watch the controversy, ladies and gentlemen, and put your opinions in there.
Please put your comments in there. Please, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think. If I'm an idiot, write that down there. If I'm right, tell me why I'm right. So go ahead, just put it in there.
You're not. I may disagree with you, but you're by means never an idiot.
Oh no, you're not an idiot. You're a dumbass. But it's okay.
Well, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens like this sometimes. Hey, listen, we're not trying to bring a good thing down. The Knicks have won 4 in a row. James Dolan was there. We don't know why he was there. He, maybe he just took a West Coast trip. He might be with his band getting ready to do a concert or something like that, a little table concert because they can't be in person. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What is it, JD and the Short Shot, whatever they called? I don't know.
Hey, Sam, that Black Lives Matter, that song wasn't bad though. That song wasn't bad.
Oh God, you know not that issue either. Don't bring that up with James Dolan.
Now we can step.
JD in the straight shot. JD in the straight shot. Anyway, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all.
I'm tired.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you all for being here. Brent Dezan said, let's finish agreeing that the Knicks are winning. Yes, the Knicks are winning. The Knicks are winning. The Knicks are winning. Chetnik said, Josh, you're wrong. Yes. Thank you, Chetnik. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We will be doing a shoot around tomorrow. Thank you for being here tonight. Be peaceful. Make sure you check out 3BL. All right, the link is at the top of the YouTube chat.
7:00 tomorrow. We gonna be on and popping,
All right,
baby.
and then of course Friday at 5 p.m. we got Steph's show, The Queen's Court.
Yeah.
So make sure you're ready for that. You should have received the notification for that. It's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? But we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful, spread love as usual, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Just a few more. We get to 15K. We're giving away I was about to say Zion Williamson. We're giving away that Obi Toppin rookie card. 4 of them, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. I might give you a Dusty hat along with it too.